What a wild day for XRP. It soared to a 24-hour high of $2.64. And as I'm recording this, XRP stands out as the only coin in the top 100 still in the green. A remarkable feat considering the market just experienced a pullback. Sure, XRP dipped a bit with the rest of the market, but not before it skyrocketed to $2.64. In this video, I'm diving into insights from about 13 or 14 XRP chart analysts, and many of them believe today's breakout could be the one we've all been waiting for. Of course, not everyone is convinced. Some think we might see more sideways movement before the big move. But here's the exciting part. The confidence among these analysts has never been higher. They're calling for a parabolic blow off top. And honestly, it's hard not to feel the energy. The next market cycle is approaching, and there's no doubt XRP is set to take center stage. For the first time in over 7 years, it's gearing up to go parabolic, breaking into price discovery and leaving everyone stunned. But before we dive deeper, let me be upfront. I'm not a financial expert. This isn't financial advice, and you definitely shouldn't make any buying or selling decisions based solely on what I say or write. Always do your own research. When you take a look at the top 10 coins, everything's bleeding red except for XRP, which is shining bright with a 1.73% gain. And get this, I didn't stop there. I scrolled through the top 100 coins on Live Coin Watch. Yes, 2 whole pages. And guess what? Still a sea of red. No exceptions, none. For context, the time I'm recording this is 11:24 p.m. Central on Monday, May 12th, 2025. Now let's talk about XRP. What a day. Absolute madness. The one green beacon in a market bathed in red. Of course, there's some macro news feeding into all this chaos. Here's the headline from the Wall Street Journal. US-China agreed to large tariff cuts, stocks surge. Big stuff. Funny thing is, just yesterday I was recording about this exact topic, noting that the crypto market hadn't moved much higher despite the news. Sure, Bitcoin had a little moment. It hit a 24-hour high of $105,684.00. But considering how much it had already climbed from recent lows, maybe we're just due for a breather. Crypto assets don't exactly mirror the stock market. Sure, they often move in the same direction, but it's far from a perfect 100% correlation. They're not in sync every second of every day. For example, yesterday, the price was $105,684.00. But by the time I'm recording this, it's dipped to $102,177.00. Just the other day, news broke about a potential trade deal between the US and China. I expected some market movement, but interestingly, crypto stayed pretty quiet. That got me thinking, is this a sign stocks might move instead? It's one of those scenarios where logic says yes, but the markets can be unpredictable. Maybe it all hinges on the specifics of the deal itself. As it turns out, the agreement involves a significant reduction in tariffs for 90 days, which could ripple across markets. While I won't dive too deep into the details here, it's fascinating to see how these geopolitical moves might or might not shake things up. Think of this as a temporary fix for the current situation, a band-aid solution, if you will. But within the next 90 days, the expectation is that a permanent deal will be hammered out. For now, it's bought some breathing room, and the markets are loving it. Case in point, the S&P 500 shot up 3.26%. The NASDAQ 100 jumped 4.02%. The Dow Jones climbed 2.81%. And the Russell 2000, those small cap stocks, surged 3.42% today. Now, if you're into crypto, those percentages probably seem laughable, right? In crypto, that kind of movement happens in seconds. But in the stock market, these are monster gains. Seriously, for a sector that's far less volatile than crypto, this is a blockbuster day. Bottom line, the markets are pumped. Investors are clearly thrilled with how this is playing out, and it's showing across the board. Agreement. We're still waiting on a final agreement to come through, but I'm feeling optimistic. It seems like we're heading in the right direction. Honestly, I've been saying this ever since all of the chaos began back on April 2nd. Over on Sentiment, the on-chain analytics firm posted an interesting observation. I won't dive into the entire post, but they pointed out something I've been discussing. The stock market is up with the S&P 500 making gains, but crypto hasn't seen the same momentum. Well, except for XRP, which had a solid jump today. Sentiment noted that we shouldn't be shocked if cryptocurrency starts catching up soon, especially as trading volumes rise and institutional investors gear up for their next big moves. I agree with them. Crypto's time will come. While I'd never claim to know exactly when the market will do its thing, it has a mind of its own. My belief is simple. staying steady and committed is the best way forward. The market trends upward over time, so my strategy is simple. I stay exposed no matter what. No panic selling, no FOMO buying. I pick what I want, buy it, and hold on for years. That's it, plain and simple. Now, let's talk about something exciting. Chart analyst Mustache just shared an interesting post. It's about the crypto total market cap, excluding Bitcoin, also known as Total 2. This chart tracks altcoins over the past decade, and Mustache pointed out a powerful trend. History is repeating itself. He believes we're gearing up for the strongest parabolic rally of this entire cycle in the coming weeks or months. Whoa! And here's the thing. It's not just him. Most analysts I follow share the same outlook, and it makes sense. While nobody can give you an exact timeline, historic patterns, global liquidity, and how crypto tends to lag, all point to one thing. The momentum is building. It's coming, folks. Get to this insight from the blockchain backer. Stocks up, gold down, breadth up, Bitcoin dominance down. Here's why it matters. While crypto and stocks aren't always perfectly in sync, they often move together during major events. Think the pandemic or tariff headlines. It's no coincidence. Both are risk-on assets. Today, stocks rallied while crypto cooled off a bit, and that's okay. The bigger picture, crypto tends to follow stocks, and with plenty of reasons for stocks to climb, it's likely crypto won't be far behind. Now let's talk gold, heading south, and that's exactly what you want to see if you're into risk-on assets. Gold thrives during uncertainty when investors play it safe. But when gold's dropping, it's a sign people are shifting gears, taking on risk. Where's that cash going? Into stocks, smaller caps, and yes, the ever-evolving cryptocurrency market. That's why this is so significant. When it comes to breadth, this is the moment we've been waiting for, folks. You're even seeing it reflected in the stock market. Just look at the Russell 2000. Small cap, riskier stocks surged dramatically today. Here's what he's referring to specifically, and I've talked about this over the past few days. His breadth indicator, the altcoin breadth indicator, has officially flipped over the last 5+ years. Every single time this indicator has flipped, it's been a clear signal of what's coming next, outperformance for altcoins. That's exactly what this signals. It just flipped. Meanwhile, Bitcoin dominance is dropping, and that's a good thing. Historically, when Bitcoin dominance decreases, even if Bitcoin's price keeps climbing, it means people are taking profits and moving them into altcoins, including XRP. That's the kind of movement you want to see. Absolutely. And that's why this matters. XRP chart analyst Bark just dropped some insights to his 222,000 followers, and it's a must-see for crypto enthusiasts. Check this out. The blue line, that's Bitcoin's price. The green line, global M2 liquidity. What he's highlighting is something I've been saying for ages. This metric is a game changer. Why? Because Bitcoin almost always mirrors this trend, and since the crypto market moves as one big unit, Bitcoin acts as a crystal ball for the entire asset class. Zoom out on a chart and you'll see it clear as day. Mark noted, Bitcoin is following M2 money supply like clockwork. You know what happens next. Send it. And honestly, the correlation is stunning, practically flawless. This pattern has held strong for over a decade. And right now, the connection couldn't be tighter. The data doesn't lie, folks. Liquidity is on the rise, my friends. Businesses and individuals with extra cash need to park it somewhere, and in a market with no major macro headwinds, you know where it's going, straight into risk-on assets like stocks and crypto. That's why this moment is electrifying. Take a look at this post from Bark earlier today. XRP was sitting at $2.62, and he boldly declared XRP is about to teleport to $10.00. This isn't just hype, it's a heads up. Ignore this at your own risk, folks. And let me tell you, this isn't some fringe opinion. In fact, if anything, some think $10.00 is too modest. Many analysts out there see $10.00 as not only achievable, but practically inevitable. Sure, there are a few more cautious voices predicting $8.00 or so, and that's fine. Being conservative isn't a crime. But let's be real. No serious analyst thinks $10.00 XRP is outrageous. The only ones scoffing are the toxic Bitcoin maxis, and well, who's listening to them anyway? Check this out. Chart analyst Zoom shared an interesting post yesterday, and I had to highlight it. He pointed out that XRP got rejected at the $2.50 mark again, But here's the kicker. Every time XRP tests that $2.50 level, the resistance weakens. Fascinating, right? It fell short recently, but then made a solid surge through. Some analysts were already calling it, saying XRP was primed for a breakout. I shared those insights in my recent posts and videos on market trends. Sure, it's dipped a bit today as the broader market pulled back, but who cares? As long as XRP holds near this level, the setup still looks strong. Some analysts believe this could be the push XRP needs to keep climbing. Crypto Insight UK shared a post earlier this morning at 3 a.m. to be exact, right before XRP began its surge. At that time, XRP was hovering around $2.40, well before its jump to $2.64 later in the morning. Here's what they had to say before the rally even began. XRP feels primed for another move to the upside. Talk about a spot-on prediction. They pointed out that XRP has held its previous range highs as support for roughly 25 weeks now. The stochastic RSI, a key momentum indicator, is climbing out of oversold territory, signaling bullish energy is building. For context, the stochastic RSI pinpoints when the market is oversold or overbought upper end. The good news, XRP entering overbought territory would be a positive sign. It can stay in that zone for quite a while, fueling further gains. Hitting overbought doesn't mean the party's over. It just means the music might change. The market's likely to keep climbing, but it doesn't necessarily mean you're nearing the finish line. We'll dive deeper when we get there. For now, keep an eye on this signal. It's like a flashing light saying, hey, this could be the market's peak, but no need to panic just yet. It's not happening right now. Things have just turned bullish, breaking out of oversold territory. As he pointed out, we'll need another solid week to confirm a bullish cross on the standard RSI. With old coins showing strong performance, the momentum feels unstoppable. A weekly bullish cross and a solid push and XRP could erupt. Think November, December candles, but this time even more explosive. Consider this your heads up. Another analyst has issued the warning loud and clear. You've been told. No excuses for missing this one. The signs suggest this run could outdo last year's rally, and honestly, I wouldn't be shocked. Months ago, Credible Crypto hinted at this. He's confident that the next big jump in dollar value will be massive, and plenty of analysts agree. Check out this post from chart analyst Crypto Wizard on the XRP/USD chart. The only way is up, grinding higher. XRP held its ground and has now reversed. Stop fighting it. Bold words, right? But they're backed up by action. XRP didn't just hold steady. It's bouncing back. A new all-time high isn't just possible, it's inevitable. Patience pays, as they say, and if you're investing, that's your real job, outlasting everyone else with patience. It's simple, but not easy. Most people fail at it, so stay the course and let time do the heavy lifting. That's the job. Some jobs require thick skin and unshakable conviction. That's the real challenge. Standing firm on what you believe in is rare, but if you're doing it, hats off to you. You're cut from a different cloth, and I respect that, truly. Check out this post from chart analyst Peppa, XRP giving zero cares and moving with purpose. Love it. Salute emoji. Win $10.00. Peppa is one of many analysts forecasting double-digit prices for XRP this cycle. $10.00 or more is in the cards. Honestly, I wouldn't be shocked. It's the popular opinion for a reason. These are the analysts who nail the bottom of the bear market for the entire crypto space. The same ones who confidently predicted XRP's breakout this cycle, sticking to their message without wavering. Surprisingly, none of the analysts I follow, at least off the top of my head, were predicting that XRP would smash through a new all-time high and immediately enter price discovery, doing it all in one explosive move. That's just not how it's ever played out before. Instead, the expectation is clear. XRP makes a strong parabolic surge with true impulsive moves, then pulls back, consolidates, lingers sideways for a while, and gears up for another big run. That's the consistent pattern from every analyst I've been following, and it's the rhythm they expect XRP to keep. This morning, chart analyst Stephas Crypto shared an exciting update. XRP has hit $2.59, and he's calling it breakout confirmed. His bold price target, $11.00. Confidence is building among analysts. Here's another take from Mikey Bull Crypto at 11:41 a.m. Central Time. According to him, XRP has entered the expansion phase following a key retest. If he's right, we're witnessing the start of something big. As I mentioned earlier in the video, some analysts believe we might need a bit more sideways movement before things really take off, even though we've technically broken out. Now, this doesn't mean it's happening today or tomorrow, but we're getting close, very close. Take this post from chart analyst Malius, for example. He shared his thoughts on the XRP/USD chart, calling it a bad boy with a proper breakout and noting the need for stronger volume to confirm the move. XRP fans, take note. Here's the thing. Many analysts are calling this the real deal. Not all of them, but a solid majority. And when every analyst is on the same page, that's when I really take notice. But right now it's a mix. Some say the breakout is here, while others think we'll consolidate just a bit longer before we explode. One thing though, it's crystal clear. No one in my circle of analysts is doubting XRP's potential to go parabolic and enter price discovery mode. The real question isn't if, it's when. Chart analyst Cassie Trades just dropped a key XRP update. Things are heating up fast. Early this morning, XRP was sitting at $2.64, but it's already breaking past that and inching toward the critical $2.69 resistance level. This $2.69 zone aligns with the 236 Fibonacci retracement from its all-time high, a make or break spot to watch for a potential pullback. What's fascinating, despite low momentum and a completed 5-wave count, XRP keeps climbing in a slow, steady push upward. This kind of movement often hints at something big, strong demand, a solid trend, and heavy accumulation behind the scenes. If XRP can break and hold above $2.69, we could be looking at a rocket ride to $3.00 and beyond. But if that resistance level holds strong again, a short-term dip back to $2.30 for a retest is on the table. As of now, XRP has slipped back below that critical mark. It hit resistance there. Plus, the broader crypto market decided to take a tumble right around the same time. So what's next? Honestly, nothing has changed. Whether XRP needs another dip to gather steam or is gearing up for a breakout, the bigger picture remains exciting. Here's an interesting post from an analyst I'm not familiar with, just one example of many. I've been digging through charts all day, and let me tell you, I can't find a single bearish take on XRP right now. Not one. And really, that's no shocker, especially in a day when XRP is rallying hard. New faces in the analysis game are popping up, all predicting massive upward moves. Meet Mags, a seasoned chart analyst who's been in the crypto game since 2016. With 104,000 followers hanging on his every word, he's now calling for XRP to hit $7.00. Bold, right? He's no stranger to solid predictions. He shared XRP at under $0.50 before it skyrocketed 6x. In a post from December 27, 2023, Mags pointed out striking similarities between the current XRP consolidation and the patterns from 2017, 2018, right before the explosive blow off top. His take, a solid 2 to 3x from here is on the cards at the very least. Now, maybe you're skeptical about that $7.00, $8.00 range he's predicting as the peak. Sure, some might call it conservative. Structurally, this is a big takeaway. The setup right now looks strikingly similar to the 2017 bull run, when XRP stole the spotlight, dominating the market and becoming the best performing coin of that cycle. That's the kind of energy we're dealing with here. And here's the thing. This isn't just one person's opinion. Analysts I trust, those who consistently offer solid insights, are saying the same thing. Now, I don't know this particular analyst's full track record, but his views align with what I've been hearing from other respected voices in the space. So take that for what it's worth. The way I see it, if you're here expecting a massive rally for XRP, complete with price discovery and a blow off top, you're probably in for just that. I'm right here in the trenches with you, and while nobody can predict the future with absolute certainty, my bet is firmly on yes. In my view, the odds lean heavily in favor of a big move. Now here's a fresh perspective from an analyst I haven't followed before, Clifton F. His take, if XRP breaks out to the upside, we could see a massive rally in the range of 150% to 200% over the next few days. He's eyeing a $5.00 price target in the short term to really kick things off. And he's not even suggesting that'll be the ceiling. Plenty of other analysts agree this kind of action is reasonable in the near term. Could it happen? We'll see soon enough. Here's an interesting one from chart analyst CW, looking at the XRP/USD chart. The short-term target, $4.50. It's always intriguing to hear different perspectives, so I thought I'd share some fresh voices in this video for a bit of variety. Now, full disclosure, I'm not familiar with the analysts I've mentioned here, but it's fun to explore what others are saying. Honestly, I've been on the hunt for bearish takes on XRP. Did I find any? Nope. Not saying they don't exist, but I couldn't dig any up. If you've spotted any dissenting views, please share. I'm all for balanced discussions and honest debates. That said, a short-term target of $4.50 doesn't sound outrageous, feels like it's just a matter of time. Here's another take, this one from chart analyst Dom. Both microstructure observations played perfect so far. XRP is up 10% and starting to outperform the market. Gotta admit, that's pretty spot on. This morning at 10:35 a.m., he shared an interesting observation. His post read, "I spotted clear signatures of smart money filling longs. Signals most people miss." It's hard to argue with that. In fact, I shared a similar slide, or maybe a slightly tweaked version of it, highlighting exactly who's been buying. And yes, I even made a video about it. The gist, it's the wealthy investors snapping up XRP while the smallest holders, the shrimpies, have been offloading theirs. That speaks volumes. Let's be real. The rich don't stay rich by making reckless decisions. They're calculated, composed, and tend to avoid being caught off guard, even in the wild swings of the crypto world. But that's not all. Chart analyst Dom chimed in with another key insight. He pointed out that holding above $2.46 keeps XRP in a strong position for now. Any dip below that, and we might see some downside movement. XRP just ticked up a bit, now sitting at $2.47 as I record this. What a time to be an XRP holder. Honestly, I've never been this fired up in my entire life as part of the XRP community. The excitement is off the charts and the timing couldn't be better. Right now, my conviction in XRP is stronger than ever. This is the most confidence I've ever felt. And let me tell you, it feels like validation on every level, especially on the legal front. I know many of you feel the same, especially if you've been here for a few years. We held strong and we were proven right. The law was on our side all along. XRP has finally achieved legal clarity. It's a win worth celebrating. We knew it. XRP was bound to make waves in this market cycle, and it's already hit a new all-time high. That moment has come and gone. Now, the final chapter we're waiting for, true price discovery for XRP. And guess what? It's coming. I'm absolutely confident in that. It's just a matter of time. The wait isn't much longer. I can feel it. What about you? Let me know your thoughts, but I'm feeling incredibly optimistic right now. This is the moment we've been anticipating. Of course, let me remind you, I'm not a financial advisor. Don't base any buy or sell decisions on what I say or write. Seriously, that would be a terrible idea. Stay smart out there.